Welcome back to my Forever World. I am Slippy J, and in today's episode I'm going to be building a tree farm over there, and I will also be seeing if I can making a build for it that fits the style of my area. And I will use the tree farm so I can get the resources that I need for the build. So let's get straight into building the farm. The design is by ENXO4. I'll put a link. I'll see if I can put a link in the description. But let's get right to it. Now I have finished the tree farm. And this is it. So, probably seen it before, but it was actually a revised design of ENXO4. So, it's a bit different, but I'll link the video in the description or the comments if you want to go and find that. So, all that will happen is I place the saplings there, whilst I get bone meal from this dropper, and I just hold right click and it will bone meal and then drop TNT from up there. And it is a bit annoying because I didn't realise that I cannot use mangrove on here because it's not within the first 7 pixels. It's like somewhere over there, so I'm gonna have to build another mangrove farm, which I'll probably build underneath here and just have all my tree farms in under the other tree farms underground, as I do need quite a lot of stripped mangrove for this build. So now I've got to find a tutorial for a mangrove farm and build it. I've collected all the materials for this build now, so I think it's about time to start building. Now finished the build, so let me walk you through what I have done. So my reference image was Jabba's palace from Star Wars, and I used tough and cracked stone bricks as the more worn or damper parts, where it would be darker, going into stone, and andesite in the lighter areas, which you can see if I go into free cam. The top also is a lot of shadow, and then just bringing it down and having everything go from mangrove all the way up to spruce, and then using a gradient in multiple different places and having these large patches of brown as well as lighter shades, and I think I did try and actually get a colour in between them, but there wasn't anything that worked, as well as the pink terracotta between the red terracotta and the mangrove. And I think with this silo it works really nicely, with the brown actually looking a bit more, having a bit more of a reddish tone to it further away you go, which was what I wanted. And then having these redstone components on the side, like power cables, then using levers to connect it, and then this side having a way all the way up to the roof, and using tough and polished basalts to go up, and then also using both sides just to add a little bit of a different texture and colour to it. Now this part here to go over the top is going to be sort of like the entrance, well, it's the entrance as well as a little station, and then here I will grab one of the pillagers and put him here, try and get it to look like he's cutting the logs. I placed honey under a moss carpet that will keep him in place because he won't be able to jump over. Then the inside we have the tree farm, and then a platform at the top, and some storage that will be used, and I'll probably put in another pillager here, maybe doing some sorting or something. Then having another way up to, well, a way up to get to the platform using this, and then I used iron and the weathered or exposed, whatever it is, the waxed exposed copper bars, and I just need to do that one, and then all of them are done, so that it fits a bit more in and looks more like a rusted iron bar. And I did plan on having platforms 2 on that layer there, and below each window, but it would have interfered with the farm, so I only decided to go at the top layer. Then we have the farm bit here, and then here the roof was actually too short and it wasn't tall enough, so I just made it look like a little lookout spot that you sometimes could see, and then added iron bars, the same again with the same trick there, and then I used on the outside spruce and dark oak shelves with bamboo all the way around, just to add a little bit of depth a bit of a different colour to see how it would look, and I think it really adds to the look of the top, as the dark oak look like bracings or supports, and then the bamboo just with a thunderstorm. But yeah, that is the complete build. A lot of this, as you can tell, a lot of this material was collected using the farm, and got some of the major woods in there, and then either the next episode or after, I will be putting a barn here for a melon and pumpkin farm and a horse stable. So let me quickly go and sleep and tell you how I'm getting all of this bone meal so I can use the farm, because I have used quite a lot of bone meal. So if I go over this way, I made a moss farm again and had it specifically to create bone meal and bone blocks. So I used a crafter here. If I go into Freecam, you might be able to see it better. Crafter taking the signal so it only crafts blocks, and then just using a repeater to create all these bone blocks. So I've done a lot of AFK here, and then so I could still do other things and I don't always have to be AFK. I used an Enderpearl stasis chamber as a chunk loader because they can do that now. And then I did also go about 1,000 blocks that way to another village to get 2 villagers, and made a bunch of beds to get all these villagers. That will probably be used in an iron farm. So yeah, originally I had placed the farm about 3 blocks. It was 3 blocks off of where I needed it to be, so that it would work as a mangrove farm. So I had to tear this all down and redo it. Then if I go down into that hole, and I did grab a beacon because I need to create a 2 wide tree farm, which will be in here. But I still have to make that, so that I'll use to get all my dark oak and pale oak wood. But yeah, I'll put links in the description to the farm for the tree farm. But yeah, I think it fits the area as well, and the style. I did use glow lichen just to light it up a little bit, 'cause it looks better than just randomly placed torches. But yeah, so maybe off camera I'll try and get some shading and texture done for that, as for the silo roof as well as the storage roof, as I still haven't done that. And then just off camera did a little bit more of this, as well as adding in a sugarcane farm here, which is full, so I need to empty that. And then so I can use the farm, the tree farm, I needed to make a mangrove propagule farm so I could get the propagules to grow the mangrove trees consistently. But I'm really proud of this build, and I just think adding small details like having a pillager there, another one inside, will just make it look more alive, because currently my area does look pretty, I don't want to say dead, but it does look quite not lonely either, but it could do with adding things to make it look more lively, like how I added this chicken pen next to the chicken coop, just to make it look like it has some life to the build. But I think that will do it for today's episode. So thank you so much for watching if you watched to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.